Dustin McLean, Claire Max, and Benjamin Martin. Experts in the world of cosplay and DIY. Masters of duct tape, cardboard, and hot glue. Together, they are the DIY Costume Squad.
Hey, what's up? I'm Dustin, and today I'm going to show you how to make a DIY Edward Scissorhands costume. This is one of my favorite movies and one of my favorite movie characters of all time, and I can make this costume pretty easily using some stuff I found at the thrift store and some everyday items without spending a lot of money. So let's see if I can figure this thing out. Alright, so this is the version of the costume I'm doing. You could do the full leather getup, but that's really complicated, lots of belts and buckles. I like the version where he's put on the dress clothes that they got out of the closet for him to try to fit into society. So that way we only have to really focus on the leather coming out of the top, which is just a little bit, then the rest of the costume is super easy. So that's the dress shirt, gray pants. We've just got these suspenders that he accidentally cut, and then the hands is like the big thing. Alright, so I got all of this stuff at a thrift store. White dress shirt. This was $3. Don't really have to do anything to it. Also got some grayish, kind of dark gray pants. These were also $3. Found some suspenders. These were $4. If you can't find black ones, you can just spray paint them black too. For the leather part, I came up with a pretty simple solution for this, which is to find a black leather purse at a thrift store. This was $8, and this is a whole bunch of great leather that we can just use and cut up, and it will just give the appearance that you're wearing the whole leather outfit underneath. And then I also got some black belts. So these were $4 a piece. All right, so I'm gonna just figure out how to cut this thing up and make sort of a neck piece bib thing that I attach these belts, and that will create the neck piece. Some lady had no idea that her purse was gonna have a second life as Edward Scissorhands' neck. So these are the 3 strips that are gonna go right around the neck. I'm just gonna overlap them a little bit and glue them together. And then I'll attach the rest of the leather down below. Look at that. Nice piece of leather. This has some white stitching on it, which is pretty cool, but I'm just gonna try and cover it up with some marker. I'm just gonna cut a curve in it so that it matches like the contour of my neck, and then it should attach to the belts pretty good. A little extra reinforcement, some more tape on the inside. All right, so that's all attached. Now he does have some buckles on the front. So I think the best thing to use here is some old key rings. I have some of these that are a little thicker that I like a lot. I probably bought this entire pack for a couple bucks a long time ago. And then for the little piece in the middle, I just have an old piece of metal. I think this was left over from my Poe Dameron headset. So I'm gonna glue that all on here. So, in order to be able to attach this and detach it, I'm going to use VELCRO along the side, and I picked up a pack for $4. Well, I've made a leather baby bib, essentially, is what I got here. So next up is the suspenders. Super easy, we just need to cut them, because that's where he cut them with his scissor hands in the movie, and then reattach them with some safety pins. All right, I don't know how much safety pins cost, but they're really cheap. A couple bucks for a bunch. There we go. Safety pin suspenders. All right, so to start these hands, I'm starting with a base of just some gloves. Now I got these at the 99-cent store. They're just basic black gloves. I'm gonna attach everything on top of this. I also picked up at the 99-cent store a pack of plastic butter knives, 99 cents. Then for the blades themselves, where I'm gonna cut some bigger custom pieces, I ended up finding this container. This was $1.99, so I'm gonna try and cut all the pieces out of that. There, I'm done. Shink. I've had this Edward Scissorhands figure for a long time, but this is gonna be a really good reference for blades. All right, so I think I'm gonna start by drawing some shapes of some larger blades on this plastic and try cutting out and see what happens. Alright, let's see what happens. Wow, okay, so that didn't work. Okay, that just busted wide open. Kind of like cut my hand in like 20 places going through that. Well, I guess an Edward Scissorhands build wouldn't be complete without a handful of scratches and scrapes. So let's see if I can get luckier with this piece, because it is a little bit more rubbery. Oh yeah, that works a lot better. So I just cut out a bunch more blades out of that blue plastic lid. Just kind of picked some different sizes and shapes that I thought would work. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how to attach these all to the gloves. What's the best configuration? I like the fact that they are scissors and they have like a certain shape and hinge to them. So I think I'm gonna put them in pairs and kind of attach those down solid. Ooh, plastic scissor hands, still deadly. I'm gonna sand some of the edges off these plastic knives too. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and glue these together in position before I do anything else. All right, so I think I'm going to attach these blades with tape. Seems like the simplest solution. All right, first finger complete. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just glue my fingers right on here. This might hurt, so you don't have to do it this way. Ooh yeah, I feel it. Okay, it's not that bad. Oh no, they're not real scissors. Alright, pinky time. Oh yeah. Yeah, man, that sticks really well. Alright, so another thing I'm going to do just to take these up a notch is add some more details out here, including the back of some actual scissors. I bought these at the 99-cent store a long time ago. Be careful with the blades, obviously, but I'm gonna see if I can attach just the back part of these in here somehow, just to look really cool. You can skip this step or find some really cheap plastic scissors, would be even better, but I'm gonna just take these apart and go all the way with it. I am gonna use a rotary tool, which you need to be careful with. Okay, here we go. Yeah, look how cool that looks when you just stick it in here. It's already more scissory. So be really careful. If you're going to a convention or you're wearing this out in public, maybe don't go with this option because somebody could use this as a knife. So either chop it off all the way or like use some cheaper scissors or something. So I'm just gonna glue these right in here. All right, it's looking pretty good. So the last thing I'm gonna add to these before I paint them is a few extra panels and kind of things that will look like metal along the top. So I'm gonna cut some pieces out of craft foam. This is EVA foam, and you can pick this up at a craft store for 99 cents. I kinda just wanna eat this. I feel like it would taste like marshmallows. Nope, tastes like dirt. Yes! Ta-da! Very colorful. Now, I think they're ready for some spray paint. Let's go to the paint station. All right, so I'm gonna start with some gray primer. This costs about $4, and that will kind of help cover up all these different colors we've got. All right, so now I'm gonna go with the metallic silver, and this is about $6. I'm just gonna be getting the tips of these. All right, so the last step with paint is I'm gonna kind of fade the back of it all into black. I'll hit the tips a little bit too, just really lightly. This flat black paint is 99 cents. Okay, paint is done. Now I'm just gonna add a few more tiny details to these gloves, and I think that's it. So I'm just adding these wires on here, but you could really just do strips of silver duct tape or, you know, something more simple too, just to busy it up a little bit. So, I think I'm gonna try on the whole costume. Oh, look, I can point. You. Excellent. Yeah, these are real baggy. All right. Here we go. I think that's it. That was the full costume. Obviously, haven't done the hair and the makeup. I literally cut myself more times making this than I ever have on any build ever. I suppose I should have known that would happen. All right, well, this is looking pretty awesome. I can't wait to go show the guys.
Okay, Claire, are you ready to check out Dustin's Edward Scissorhands costume?
Let's do it.
I cannot wait. Let's see it.
Over
Over here, this way. Yep. Whoa.
Okay, those are some scissor hands.
Wow.
Claire did the makeup, which turned out really rad. So be sure and click on the link, and you can watch the quick tutorial on that.
Those are awesome.
I think the
Thank
favorite
you.
part are the butter knife thumbs.
Yeah, what are the blades?
These are plastic.
Oh, okay.
Injured myself a few times, so be careful. Can I give you a haircut?
I don't need a haircut.
Actually, I got a little, right there.
Wow, these are so functional.
So how much did all of this cost?
Altogether, this ended up costing about $45, and that includes those couple cans of paint, which I already had some of those. Well, thanks for watching. Be sure and subscribe for more awesome videos, and stay tuned next week for Claire. What are you gonna make?
Gonna make Sailor Moon.
That's your favorite character.
It is.
It's gonna be adorable.
All right, well, be sure and let us know in the comments what other DIY costumes you want to see us make. All right, Costume Squad.
Wait.
Oh, God.
Call 911.
Oh.